Alright, so in this class we're going to be working on a calculator program. And so to start off, let's just make the main GUI. So we're going to have the buttons, the number buttons, and then we're going to have the equals, and then the plus minus, and the clear button. And also the entry field, obviously. So let's start off by making the entry field. So let's call it number entry, and we'll call it, the variable is called number entry. Then we have to do this entry, and we'll leave this blank for now. Let's quickly make the buttons. So number, let's start from number 1, the button. Inside we'll have text is equal to 1, and then we'll just copy paste this 9 more times. So number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Then we'll just change the numbers, and the last one is 0. Then over here, change the text to all these. There you go. And now let's make the plus button, minus button, and the equals button. Plus button is equal to button, and then text is equal to the plus sign, and then minus button is equal to button. Oops. Text is equal to minus, and then equals button is equal to button. Text is equal to equals, and then finally we'll have the clear button. Clear button is equal to button. Text is equal to clear. There you go. And now we have to put all this into a grid. So a regular calculator looks like well, it's supposed to say 7, 8, 9, then 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, and then 0. So I'll quickly run the program that I made before this, just quickly show you what the final calculator program will look like. So we have this simple program, and then we have these buttons, and then when you click, I don't know, number 7, you get this, and then you can plus 3 to 10 and clear it, and then 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. There you go. We're gonna put all this into a grid. So let's start off by adding the number entry thing. So number entry is equal, dot grid. There we go. And then we'll have column is equal to 0, comma row is equal to 0. And then we'll also add column span, but we'll add the once we finish everything else. And then let's have all the numbers. Number. Okay, so let's do another way so that's easier to navigate in the code and stuff. We're gonna have, let me click here on this. Let's have this over here. 7, 8, 9. So we'll start off with number 7. Number 7 dot grid. And then we'll have column is equal to 0, row is equal to 1. Let's quickly copy paste this 2 more times. So this way 8, 9. Let's change this. 8, 9. Column, row will stay 1 because this is row 1. But the columns will change. Column 1, column 2. Let's copy paste this whole thing, and we'll do it for row 2. And then this will be 4, 5, 6, row 2 for all of them. And then again, columns stay the same. We paste this once more for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, row 3. Now if we let me quickly close this. If we run this, Oh, sorry, that was that program. Now if we run this, there we go. Again, this looks pretty bad because we need to add column span and we need to add padding stuff like that. Yeah. So what we're missing is the 0 button. So we'll do number 0 dot grid, column is equal to 0, row is equal to 4. Then we'll have the equals button, equals button dot grid, column is equal to 1, row is equal to 4. And then finally we need to have the plus and minus buttons. So if we add those, plus button dot grid, column is equal to, so it'll be column 3 because we want it to be after these numbers. Column 3, row is equal to 1, and then minus button dot grid, column is equal to 3 again, but row is equal to 3. We need to skip 1 because we'll have row span 2. So I won't add that yet. Add that in yet. There we go. So we have the plus button, minus button, equals, oh, and we're missing the clear button. Let's quickly add that in too. Clear button dot grid. It'll be below everything, so row 5, I believe, and then column 0, yeah. Column is equal to 0, row is equal to 5. And then let's run this. There we go. So now let's add the column span and row span for all of them. So for the enter field, we're going to have column span 1, 2, 3, 4, column span 4. For this, for the clear thing, we're going to have column span 1, 2, 3, 4, same thing, 4. No, we're going to have column span 3. And then over here we'll have row span 2, row span 2. So row span is equal to 2. Row span is equal to 2. And then for the clear button, column span is equal to 3. And finally for the enter field, we'll have column span is equal to 4. Then hopefully when you run this, it'll look a bit better. There we go. It's already starting to take shape. Now let's quickly add the padding to all of them. So we'll add the padding into these. So pad x is equal to 20. Pad y is equal to 20. I'll quickly check this out if this looks good. Yeah, I guess it looks good. We'll leave it like that. We'll just copy paste it onto every one of these. And then we'll do some tweaking once we add padding to all of them. And then I guess let's do this. There we go. Okay, so we have some problems. We're gonna have to add more pad X to the clear button and more pad Y to the plus and minus buttons. Let's do that. So clear button, pad X, let's add 10, so let's see what it looks like when it's 30. Okay, we need some more. Let's try 50. Almost there. 60. Okay, I think. Oh no, we need a bit more. 62. Nope. One more. 63. Hopefully this will be okay. Yeah, things lined up. Then let's add pad Y to both the X and minus. Sorry, I mean the plus and minus. Here we go. Pad Y, let's make it 35. 35. Okay, we need more. 45. Pretty close. Let's try doing 53 or something like that. That's a bit too much. So let's change it back to, I'm guessing, 51, something like that. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. And also I forgot to add column span 2 for the equals button. So let's quickly do that right now. Column span is equal to 2. And we're gonna have to increase the pad x, the padding on the x-axis, if you could say. It's 41. Let's try that. Okay, we need some more. $46. And I think we need one more. So this kind of stuff, it's trial and error, if you could say so. You just need to keep on trying until it looks good. There you go. It's all nice and lined up, and then we have all this the GUI pretty much done. And then, oh, there we go. We want the entry box to be attached to both the left and right side. So for that, we'll use sticky in the grid parameter, grid method, I mean. So let's go over here, sticky, and then we did this in the first class. So we'll do west plus east. And there we go, yeah. There's no gap in between over here. So now we need to start making all the functions for all of these buttons so that the calculator actually functions. And for that, we'll start off by making a function called click. And this function will be called every time a number button will be clicked. So def click. Then we're gonna have to pass an argument called number. Let's call it number for now. And then let's run this. And the reason why I'm making this function in between the entry field and all this is because we're gonna have to be using the entry field variable, and obviously you can't use a variable if it's not being created or assigned yet. That's why I'm making it here. And when a number button is clicked, what we want to happen is we want the number to be printed in the entry field. And obviously we can't use print because that'll just print the number in, the command line. We're gonna have to use the .insert method. So we'll have number entry .insert. Let's use 0, so it'll insert it at index 0, and then number. And now let's add the command parameter to all of our number buttons. So command, and if we're to do click, we can't do that because if we use command just like that, this will be the wrong syntax. So we need to use command is equal to lambda colon, and then we'll have click 1. So let's quickly just try out the number 1 and see if it works. Now if we click 1, it gets inserted. And then we'll just copy paste this for every single other button. There we go. And now let's change the numbers to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. And now if we click on any number, it'll get inserted, and there'll be a major problem, and we'll fix that in a bit. So we click 1, seems normal, but then when we click 2, it gets inserted before the number 1, and then when we click 3, it gets inserted before. So obviously you can't use this well. So we're gonna have to write some code that checks the number of characters in this, and then inserts the next number after all those characters, after all those numbers. So for that, we're gonna quickly make a new variable called number of numbers, and then this will be equal to len. And then, well, basically what len does, it gets the number of characters in a string or whatever. So len, and then we'll have number entry dot get. And so we went over the dot get method in the previous class, and basically what it does is it gets what's inside of the entry widget. So for example, if we have the word hello written in the entry widget, and if you're the number entry dot get, it would output hello. And so here we're just creating a new variable which is equal to the number of numbers, and then over here, instead of 0, we'll just have number of numbers, and then hopefully when we click a number, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. So as you can see, it works. And basically, I'm gonna click the number 4, and when I click the button, it goes through this function and it checks the number of characters inside. So in this case, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it realizes that there are 9 characters, and then it inserts the number 4 after 9 characters. So when I click 4, there you go, it gets inserted over there. And then let's work on the clear button right now. So we'll create a new function called clear. Then we don't need to have any arguments in here. We'll just have number entry dot delete from index 0 to the end. So basically, it'll delete everything. Oh yeah, I don't need to quickly add the command parameter to the clear button. Command is equal to clear. There you go. And then hopefully, when we're in this, you have some numbers in here. Click clear, it deletes everything. Now, let's work on the plus and minus buttons. Def plus, so we're making a new function called plus. And for this to work, we need to have a variable called, let's say, addition. And so let's declare the variable over here. So addition is equal to false. So by default, addition will be equal to false, and then when we click this button, addition will be equal to true. And then when we click the equals button, it'll check whether addition is true or subtraction is true, and then it'll calculate whatever needs to be calculated based off of that. So straight off the bat, we can just change addition to true. However, before that, we need to globalize addition. So global addition, and then addition is equal to true. And then that's not all that we have to do. We have to remember the value that's already in the entry widget. So let me quickly run this. And so let's say we have 50, and we want to add 20 to this 50. So we click the plus button, and we add 20, and then what it needs to do is it needs to take the initial value of 50 and then add 20 to it. And so in this case, when we click the plus button, we need to have another variable with the value of 50. And so for that, we'll just have a variable called before addition, and we'll set it to float, and then float, and then the entry, so number entry dot get. There you go. So we're changing what we have in here to a float. Actually, no, we don't need to change it to a float. We can just leave it like this. There we go. And then finally, we want the entry field to be cleared. So we'll do number entry dot delete, and then from index 0 to the end. Let's run this. So 50 plus. As you can see, it doesn't work because we need to globalize number entry too. Global number entry, and then now it'll work because it is here. So 50 plus. Okay, yeah, I forgot. It's because we need to add the command parameter to the plus button. So we have it here. Command is equal to plus. Run it, and then again 50 plus, there you go, and disappears. Alright, so if we do 50 plus 20 equals, nothing will happen because we haven't made a function for the equals button. Now we'll quickly do the same thing for the minus button. So def minus, then we'll have global subtraction. Oh, oops. And obviously we need to make a new variable called subtraction, set to the boolean false, and then we need to globalize number entry, and then we'll set subtraction to true. And then we'll have a new variable called before subtraction. There you go. Is equal to number entry dot get, and then finally we clear the entry widget. So number entry dot delete 0 comma end. Now it'll do the same thing as the plus button for now. 20 minus. I keep on forgetting. We need to add the command parameter to the minus button. There we go. Command is equal to minus. $20. There we go. Now, the hardest part is the function for the equals button. So let's start working on that. We'll just call it equals. And then we'll have an if-else statement, and it'll check whether addition is true or subtraction is true, or neither of them are true. So if addition is equal to true, then we want to create a new variable called current number is equal to, we'll have before addition plus the number in the entry widget. So we'll have number entry dot get. There we go. And we need to globalize before addition. We need to globalize it here and there. So global before. Actually, no, I don't think we need to globalize it here. Kind of forgot how to do this. Just over here. Global. Where's before addition, and then global before subtraction. And then it checks whether addition is true. It creates a new variable called current number, which is equal to before number plus the number in the entry widget. And then we'll have it insert this number into the entry widget. So number entry dot insert 0, comma current number. There we go. Now let's add the command parameter. There we go. So over here, command is equal to equals. Let's run this. Oh yeah, I used the wrong syntax. We need to have two equals signs right here. 50 plus 20. Oh yeah, I was wrong. We need to globalize before addition over here too, because it's in a function. If it were not to be in a function, then we wouldn't have to globalize it outside. So, but we have to globalize it here before addition. Let's run this. 50 plus 20 is equal to. We need to convert it to integers. So current number is equal to. So we have before addition over here. Yeah, we'll change this to an int, so integer. And then over here we'll have int number entry dot get. Now it'll work because it was taking them as a string. 50 plus 20 equals 70 plus 20. 20. That's strange. Before addition plus int this. That's strange. Oh, I think we need to globalize number entry. Number entry. 50 plus 20 is equal to 7020. Oh, because it doesn't clear the entry widget when we click equals. So we need it to just clear the entry widget before it inserts it. So number entry dot delete 0, comma end, so deletes everything. And then I don't think we need to globalize this since it's already right here. And then I think we globalized it somewhere over here. Yeah, there we go. We don't need to globalize number entry because it wasn't assigned. It wasn't made in a function. Therefore, it doesn't need to be globalized. 50 plus 20 is equal to 70. There we go. Click clear. We can do 80 plus. Oh, what am I doing? 80 plus 30 is equal to 110. We can do 12 plus 13 is equal to 25, and so on. Now we need to work on the minus button because we can't. It doesn't work yet. So over here we need to have another elif statement. Elif subtraction is equal to true. We make a variable called current number. Current number is equal to before subtraction plus int number entry dot get. And over here we need to change this to int just like we did right here. So it converts it to an integer. And then we need to delete everything that's in the entry widget. Number entry dot delete 0 comma end, and then finally number entry dot insert 0 comma current number. There we go. And now I think our program is mostly done. So we have 15 minus 5 is equal to, before subtraction is not defined. Oh yeah, because we didn't globalize it here. Keep on forgetting. Global before subtraction. And now it should be pretty much done. 50 minus 15. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty dumb. I put a plus here. We need to change that to minus. Now let's try it. 50 minus 15 is equal to 35. 25 minus 3 is equal to 22. And then we can use plus, so 90 plus 10 is equal to 100. We can use big numbers, so s plus 6 is equal to, and well, yeah, it works pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our calculator program. The reason why I didn't want to add division and multiplication, because it's basically just the same thing. It's repetitive. So yeah, and let's quickly add some extra things to our calculator. Let's change the title of our window. Root.title, and we'll call it calculator, and then root.resizable false, false, as we learned in the first class. And then there you go, it says calculator, and you can't resize it. So that's pretty much it for this class. I hope to see you guys in the next class.